Hello everybody, this is Loki and welcome back to Phoenix Wright. So we're gonna continue from where we last stopped off. Excuse me. Hey Nick. What is it this time? You won't believe how many people are here for the trial. Well, it is a murder case. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Next door? Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Atme's trial today. Detective Atme? They said they're going to try him as Mask the Mask. Already? That was fast. Boy, I'd love to see Mask the Mask trial. I know. By the way, where's Pearls? Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore. I know you don't like me. Pearls has gotten into her training lately, huh? Yeah, ever since that incident last year. Please don't ignore me. I'm at the delight. Good morning. No one likes me. No one will notice me. Even if I killed someone. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a second. You don't mean you're the murderer? No, I'm just a poor thief. No, wait, that's not right. The thief can't really be poor. Now, let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been setting to help him commit the heist. Do you really think there's a connection between the thief and the murderer, Nick? It's impossible, but today Chow was raced against the clock. Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always. I'm afraid that's not an option. Something tells me it's at me. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. Fenton's ready, Your Honor? You ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the week. Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Ghetto. He's got the judge in the palm of his hand yet again. Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Ghetto. Huh. Then you need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war, but that is exactly what you must be more precise with in your wording. That's all my statement means. You understand now, right? Yes, well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case. Wow, the judge is taking charge like he knows what going on for a change. The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. of the previous day. And that's when our lost little kitten dropped the ball. That little kitten is, of course, the defendant. Well then, Mr. Ghetto, please tell your first witness. No need to? He's already right there. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. 17 is pretty much, don't you think? I can handle is 1 or 2. So I can handle. But the first one is always the best. Mr. Ghetto, your witness? Okay, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, had to say for himself. The defendant. Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objection? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but... I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify. Huh. You've gotten guts, right? Well then, Mr. Ron Delight, please take the stand. You did it, didn't you? Yes. What? No. That's not true. For a moment there, I thought we set the record for the shortest trial ever. That'd be an awfully short trial right there, Judge. That'd be awfully short. Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making. And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail on his own coffin. Huh, very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you did kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security? Well, kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go home. Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened. Okay, let's hear what he has to say here, okay? That evening, around 1 AM, I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I've been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. 1 AM, that's that time the murder took place. The leak get washed away by the time the strong drink it up. Huh, it's bitter today too, just like my destiny. You but never know that from the way he's chugging it down. Met the right across examination if you please. Okay, let's see what we have to do here, shall we? It ordered you there? It was the first time I gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere. Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then? Oh, of course. They say things like, steal this or take that. Wouldn't you save those for later, Mr. Light? Please don't say any more. Now, what should I do? Press harder. So what did the blackmail letter in question say? It said to bring 50K. Money, huh? Perfect motive for committing murder. Oh, but wait, I never intended to pay that money anyway. Oh, is that right? After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of. An important point indeed. Ah, true. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony. Yes, sir. Huh. A money mudskipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do. Let's see. Ignore this statement. You used to be a security chief for KB Security, right? Yes, that's right. A security chief? You? And yet, a year ago you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge? Perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject? Let's see. I'll have to ask why he was fired. Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job. Well, the world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay, then. Defendant, please answer the question. I needed money. You needed money? Well, you see, Daisy lived to spend. It's kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick? My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I stole data from the company. Come again? KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. And since I was security team chief, you stole some data and sold it. Mr. Buller found out and I was fired immediately. What? I wish I had never asked that. I'll take... I should have asked that, or I should have asked that for 10 million, please. I was somehow able to keep it secret and made it seem like I quit on my own. What is it, Nick? You don't look so good. Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that. He sure told you. So you admit you stole data from your company, is that correct? Hey, at least he's honest. I should give him a sticker for honesty. Yes, I'm sorry. This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony. Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse. Crashed and blew up. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster. See. Alright, I have to present something here.
Objection!
Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday. Huh? What doesn't? I think you must have been scared, very scared, of having a certain person find out your secret. A certain person. Miss Desiree Delight, defendant's wife. Listen to me, my Desi, she's... It looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Godo? Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault. What do you mean? Mr. Delight stole company's data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about. Oh, No! Everything's falling neatly into place for him! Don't talk about my Desi like that! Or you'll be sorry. Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far. What do you think, Nick? I didn't think it was possible to get so thorough within just 20 minutes. Clearly, there was a significant motive for murder. He stole data for his wife and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much. The motive is clear. Let's move on. What happened at the crime scene in 1 AM? Mr. Delight? Come on now, tell us. We're all ears. Yeah, that's probably the last one of this part. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Suddenly, it was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Bullard was lying there dead. I see. Suddenly hitting on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that Master Mask struck him on the head from behind. Of course, since Atme turned out to be the culprit himself, it was all a lie. Huh. No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that. What are you saying? I really was attacked. You know what? I believe him. We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination. Got that, Mr. Wright? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you like to another cup of my special blend. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Goto. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it. 'Cause he looked like the type of person who would never harm a fly. That? Could you please clarify what you're referring to? Why, my Mask the Mask costume, of course. Wait just a moment. Mask the Mask? Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Mask the Mask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security. What? Nick, did you know about this? He never told me this. I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either. Even I didn't know that. It seems our little friend really loved to keep secrets. I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait. That's not right. You know, sometimes things just slip your mind. Huh, my 6th cup of coffee is stirring me up totally. At any rate, we can learn this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony. Why were you dressed up as Mask the Mask? Why, because I'm Mask the Mask, of course. What are you talking about? Mask the Mask trial is being held next door. Yes, I guess so. Anyway, at the time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Mask the Mask issue. So I thought I should go as him just to be safe. Oh boy. Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. It's why it took a lot longer than I expected. It took a lot longer. What are you even talking about? What do you mean by took a lot longer? Oh, opening the safe, of course. My cape got caught on the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullard's body. What was that? Back up a second. Yes? You were the one that hid the body in the safe? Yeah. Inconceivable! Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking? Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine? What? The answer is simple. When they take them off. As usual, I have no idea what you say. Please explain to us like we're 5. Do you mean that Mr. Delight hid the body because he's the murderer? Huh. So you're not as stupid as you look. His metaphor this time was really obscure. Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you? Well, yes? Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Why did anyone not tell me? What? Let's make sure you add it to the testimony. Yes, sir. Uh-oh, looks like a star is moving over the fire weather judge. Okay, where's the... Here it is.
Objection!
Your Honor, could you take a look at this record? Well, might this be? The record for the emergency buzzer that connects to the CEO office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m. What? Mr. Ron Delight truly was the murderer. He would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, security guard would have been headed his way.
Objection!
Huh. Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building.
Objection!
Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as the chief of security. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them.
Objection!
But as it turned out, the guard never came up. That was nothing more than a coincidence. In fact, the guard was a pathetic loser who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex-new boyfriend and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity, as was not something Mr. Delight could have known.
Objection!
Huh. Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off.
Objection!
This buzzer is actually extremely loud. There's no way he could have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is. Conscious? What do you mean by that? He was knocked out. Ugh. There's the coffee again. Fine. Let's hear your theory. Recall the defense testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes. Unconscious? So he fainted? That's why Mr. Delight didn't know the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. So, what you're trying to say, Mr. Delight was knocked out and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, that would be like too hard to do if you're knocked unconscious. It only can mean that there was another person in that room. That's right, whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight, then pressed the buzzer. Order in the court, Mr. Wright. This is preposterous. It was this kid. Ron Delight is the one who killed Kane Bullard. No. Then who pressed the buzzer? It was the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button. So Kane Bullard sat on the buzzer himself? What's your opinion on this, Mr. Wright? You need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene, but how? Can I prove that wasn't Kane Bullard who sounded the buzzer? I'm gonna make sure I get the right one. There we go. The defense opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proved that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence that you were looking for. The emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of clue on it? Absolutely not. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought of what you say before opening your mouth. In fact, the fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue. Now I'm the one who's clueless. This button had no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard really pressed it himself, naturally he would have left his fingerprints. That's true, he would have left his fingerprints on it. That's exactly true.
Objection.
Ron Delight absolutely wiped them off.
Objection.
Why would he? A guard could come in any moment. That's true. He touched that button. I know he did. How would you know? You weren't there. The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Mask the Mask. And the Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly had to wipe the button free of fingerprints? Order, order, order! Huh. It would seem. I've been forced to eat crow. I wonder what blend number crow flavored coffee is. However, if the real killer was at the scene, why would the person press the emergency buzzer? Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden? It looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks. They're on to you, Nick. Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard around 1 a.m. And Mr. Delight just happened to walk in when the murder was taking place, right? The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed, security was supposed to respond? Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say. Very well then. You have gotten some guts. I like that in an opponent. What did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer? Call the security guard. Killer knew that if they pressed the button, the guard could come running. And that was exactly what they wanted. Do you mean to say that the killer called the guard on purpose? Yes. Although it turned out he never showed up. Because he was getting his clock clean at the time. Huh. What touching story. You're saying the killer had to change his heart and kill the guard to turn himself in? No, I'm not. What that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in the office. Mr. Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron Delight, who was out cold. And the 3rd person, the real killer. Hypothetically, yes. Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron Delight. If any security guard came running in at the time, they would think that was the murderer. Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron Delight for murder. I like how when he's like, feels defeat, his back smoked up. He spit out coffee. Order, order, order! Huh. It would seem. I've been made to eat my words once again. Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait. Wait a second. I'm the one and only Mac the Mask, so. Nick, you mean the real killer is? We're going to drag that person in here right now. But who is it? I don't have any solid proof yet, but I think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and he also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute the well-crafted plan to murder King Bullard. Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron Delight for the murder of King Bullard? This guy. Detective look at me. It sounds like look at me. He's the only one who should have done it. Detective look at me? You mean Mac the Mac did it? Your Honor, the person being tried in the chart next to us is not Mac the Mask at all. He is in actuality the true murderer of Kane Bullard. Order, order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Theft and murder. Which is more serious crime? Murder sounds like a more serious crime. They're not even close. Murder is... That's exactly what I was saying. Murder is more serious crime, of course. The capital crime subject to capital punishment. Please remember the child from yesterday if you would. When Luke at me confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, a famous detective was unmasked as well, masked the mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. His true objective all along, to be found guilty. Mask the Mask had perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was still in the urn at Lorley Taylor. In other words, being found guilty at Mask the Mask would look at me's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi. A guilty verdict. As an alibi? You know, it's almost time. For what? Look at me's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course. That's assuming you have proof for the detective that was the one who committed the murder. But the Look at me trial had indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no ground for appeal. Am I really sure about this? Huh. I bet it's only good when your life's at the ending. Mr. Wright, I believe in you. Mr. Delight. So please, I'm begging you. Man, I gotta save that man's life. Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Phoenix? What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust. That voice. It sounded like... Mia. Your Honor, the offense request an immediate recess. Huh. So that's your answer, huh? Very well. I decided as well. This court will not take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke at me to the stand. Yes, Your Honor. Oh my god, that guy is back. Well, Sir Detective Atme. I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly. Oh no, Sir Detective Atme. You were the one who... That's enough. This court see no reason for further prolong the trial. The court find the defendant Luke at me. Wait! Don't hand your verdict down yet, please! Well, well, Sir Lawyer. Welcome to my courtroom. Who's this hoser, huh? My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. And I wish to file an accusation against this man, Luke at me. Accusation? You accuse Mac the Mask? That man is not Mac the Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer. What? He's so surprised, just like the other judge. He's awfully sweating an awful lot there, buddy. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and tell it here for now. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to hit that like button below and subscribe for more videos to come. See you guys later. Bye guys.